Okay, good morning everyone. We're going to start laying down for Pilates today. Once you are there, make sure you have a pillow and ball as you'll use it this morning. First thing I want you to do is straight backs and sit up with bent knees in crooked position and bring the arms one at a time in front of you and gently rock forward. Feeling the stretch through the arms and back as you push forward towards the knees. Here, sort of pushing forward and back for about 10 stretches. Then we're going to bring the arms up and stretch one at a time, still leaving the knees bent, stretching through the back and shoulders, again one at a time. Then bring the arms out to the side and twist left to right slowly. Working through the back, notice the back is still straight. So you're pushing towards the knees to lengthen the spine and to work through the waistline, the shoulders and the arms. Then we're going to bring the arms back, elbows pulling back, but elbows in line with the shoulders and pulse. Keeping the chin up and stretching through the shoulder blades. Now the top of the legs should start to ache now. So using the ball behind you, if you have a back injury, roll the shoulders back first and place the ball a little way behind the back. Then gently bring up the legs one at a time to a tabletop position with the hands underneath and leaning slightly to the ball. Staying here, hold and breathe in and out for 6 to 10 breaths. Again, you can gauge how long you can stay there. When you start to feel a trembling in the lower core muscles, you might want to drop the legs down, but the progression here is to straighten one leg at a time and take the hands away. Now if you get to here and it starts to tremble, drop the knees back to tabletop. Still breathe in and out to hold here. Relax the shoulders and the elbows. Then, staying here, drop one leg at a time from tabletop to the floor. Still with a straight back, working through the lower spine, or use again the ball or pillow behind you if you find this difficult to keep the tummy muscles working as you drop the legs. And again, we've done 10 so far, so we're going to do another 20 to make 30 this morning. Then from here, straighten the legs and come up. So here is going to feel very tight. Roll to a ball and reach into staff pose. Fingers to your toes and tuck the head between the arms. Deep breath in, deep breath out, so you can feel the stretch through the vertebrae. Go further down and again stretching here. Holding, breathing in deeply and out fully. And a little further forward, stretching through your back. Now from here, roll slowly backwards, remove the ball, and as you roll through the spine, gently bend the knees to protect the back here and place the head on the pillow or block. Once you are down with the legs in crooked position, take them back up to tabletop. Those with bad backs, place the ball underneath the back or place the hands either side of the bottom and then drop again one at a time from tabletop, keeping the heels in line with the knees for 30 drops. Now your breathing should be in breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. So on every touch to the floor, breathe either way so that you can listen to your breathing. For that lateral breathing needs to continue throughout tabletop to the floor. Last 5. And then we're going to go straight into the 100. Working the core muscles and lower back. Gently tuck your chin and pump your tyres up. Breathing in and out throughout every single tyre pump. If you want to progress, take the legs diagonally to the corner of the room. If this is too much for your tummy muscles, drop back to a tabletop or bring the head down in between to help the neck release as you then come up and down to breathe in and out. So we keep breathing in and out laterally so that you can then count to 100. We're nearly there. Now draw the knees in and rock left to right, releasing the top of the legs and the core muscles. A reminder, as we've done so many times in previous videos, that if it hurts the back, add the ball underneath the coccyx. We will now work tummy and back. Long bike first, pushing away as though you're in the gym on the big long bike, pushing the pedals away and bringing them back. And again, we're going to do 30 on each leg here, so 60 altogether. In, breath through the nose, out, breath through the mouth, until you can feel the top of the legs fully stretching. Now be careful as to not cycle, so that you keep in a bent knee and a straight leg into working and stretching all of the leg muscles, but specifically working here on the hip flexors. Halfway. Last 10. Now draw the legs to tabletop and bring them in. Gently rock side to side, and you'll need your band next. We're now going to control the back muscles by using the core, or specifically the rectus abdominis muscles. Placing both feet inside of your band, hold the ends and bring the elbows down. Looking at your feet now, gently encourage the feet towards the head. Again, you should be looking at the feet or the knees as they pulse gently towards you. Here, stretching all the muscles in the back of the leg. You may want to encourage the arms to stretch too by lengthening the elbows and gently bringing in a bent knee to stretch the legs further to your head. Be aware of the hamstring stretch and don't overstretch the muscles. Now from here, allow the band to be loosened as we drop the legs up and down to the floor and away over the ball to protect the back. And if the ball gets in the way, remove it. It is just there to protect the coccyx. Now some of you will be able to remove the ball and get the heels all the way down, but be very careful at home. I've had lots of people do this and hurt their back. So caution would be pillow or ball under the bottom. And again, now would be a good opportunity to maybe purchase your own ball band and block, I'm happy to do that for you if you message me, because I'm sure when we go back to the gyms you'll be required to have your own equipment. So again, we're dropping up and down for 30 counts, feeling the work through the strengthening of the lower back, the core muscles, and working all of the hip flexor muscles as the legs come up and down, and stretching the hamstrings to the glutes on the way up. Out breath as you go down, and in breath as the feet travel towards the head. Try and keep the head looking at the toes throughout on the lift up and to the ceiling when they drop, so that the head is not moving, and in fact the neck is stable, and that you keep the cervical spine in line with the shoulders. Four more. Now we're going to do the same exercise but open the legs wide as you stretch and pulse inside the inner leg. The band would allow you to go wider. So go as wide as your legs can without overstretching, of course, but keep the elbows down. The arms can come off the floor, but the stretch or the pulse here is working the adductor muscles between the legs and of course the hip flexors again, but slightly more on your abductors as you pull out outside of the top of the thigh. So here as we pulse again 30 of these, you will feel a complete stretch through the muscles mentioned. The breathing is the same, in breath, out breath. So lateral breathing, allowing the oxygen to travel inside of the lungs and throughout the body to the brain also, and prevent you going dizzy. So again, once you get to 30 of these, we're going to hold the stretch with legs wide open. Again, I find this so much better or more beneficial with a band, but you can do this without. So the resistance of the band is going to really stretch the muscles mentioned. So I'm going to go a little larger or wider now and lengthen that band, but be aware if you've got a poorly knee to not go too far. Now this works the hips, this exercise. Please be careful into open legs, stretch, and we go down with the band and up again. Now if you've got a poorly hip, don't do this with both legs. Do one leg at a time. Here I'm not letting go of the band, and as I bring the heels away, I'm trying to straighten the feet and knees so that they're in line with my hips or bottom. So again, the lower you go, the better the stretch. But please be careful on your lower back. If you find that the lower back is just too painful, stop wherever is comfortable, yes? And again, 30 drops of these. We've done 10. Five more. Now bend one knee. Bring the other to center or the foot or toes in line with your head. Bend in the other leg in crooked position. Walk the hands up the band, and again be careful of the lower back and drop the leg over the ball and back up without bending the knee. Repeat here for 16 drops on each leg, making 32 altogether. As you drop and lengthen the leg, make sure the heel is flexed. Therefore, you stretch the calf muscles from the knee to the ankle. Last 6 on this leg before we change legs. Be aware of the bent leg that's sat there, that it's not wobbling side to side. If it is, place your hand at the top of the thigh to prevent it from moving side to side. And then we're going to swap legs now, drawing the foot inside of the band and again bending the other, bringing the elbows down so that you've got nice resistance on your band, and drop the leg up and down again. So feeling the work through the hip muscles, the leg, and of course your quadriceps as they pull down, pulling on the hip flexor muscles. So again, as you drop and come up, we're going to count to 16. That's 6 already, so you've got 10 more. Now from here, we're going to pulse the foot again towards the head. We're here one leg at a time. So we're pulsing by drawing the band to bring the foot to the head, so the toes are gently pushing towards or above the head. So here, working all the muscles down the back of the leg. Now we're going to drop that leg out to the side, keeping it there. Watch this bent leg, that it's still in line with the hip, and stretch out. Again, you can pulse or hold it there. So either is fine, whatever is good for you. If you're pulsing, just don't go too low. So now stretching on the inside of the leg, can we go a little further? So we're really stretching the outside of the leg. Notice here, the foot's in line with my head. So we're just stretching. This isn't a Pilates exercise, just stretching in between. And again, you're going to pull out and go a bit further. We're going to repeat by drawing this leg forwards and the other one out to the side. Again, watch the bent knee. So again, we're pulling out, flex foot and heel, and staying there for 2 to 3 breaths. And we're going to go a little lower, again, holding there. Nice work. And some of us will be able to reach the floor, but don't force it if you can't. And then toes further towards the head. Now drop or bring the leg in and bring the other leg to meet it. From here into a half boomerang with a band, we're going to bring it up and down. Again, stretching the tummy muscles and strengthening the lower back. Repeat this for 30 drops. More there. Now we're going to do single leg kicks, exactly the same exercise with one leg. Now in order to make this more effective even, and with resistance of your band, walk the hand further up and bring it further away and towards the head. But here you create more resistance by holding the band closer to the foot. Therefore the band has to stretch more, do you see? So we're going to do 15 on each leg, making 30 altogether. And here, as you push down away with that heel, again, flexed foot, you will feel the stretch, the calf muscles. Brilliant if you are a runner or cyclist, for this really stretches out the muscles that shorten while running. Last 5. And then we're going to swap legs. Again, I always place my foot inside of the band, don't have to. And do the same again, so 15 on the other leg. Again, as you stretch, trying to keep the bent knee nice and straight. Oh, sorry, nice and still as you straighten the other leg. Now release the band and place it under the thighs. I want you to tie the band around you. Unless you have a circle band, then just step into it. Once you are there, you have got the legs on tabletop yet, and you've created resistance already with the band there. I'm going to pull away and back. Now you can do this with a Pilates ring if you have one, but yesterday I showed you how to do that with a ring. Today, this is what it should look like against the band. So the resistance, if you like, pushing against the band is here, working your abductor muscles, so we're really pushing against the band. If you want to go tighter and it's still not enough, hold the band. This creates resistance as well. So this would be a nice easy open and close position, similar to clam on the side, but here into oyster. So we're opening and closing, pulling out the legs, and also working on the glute muscles. And release the band. Excuse me, release the band. From here, I'm going to remove the ball and my pillow or block so that I can stretch my spine, as it's not done very much, into a bridge or shoulder bridge position. So walking the heels to the bottom, come up to stretch and elongate the spine. Allow that gap underneath to lift the bottom further, squeeze the glute muscles together and make sure the knees are in line with your hips. The progression here is arm stretch as well to lengthen your spine and keep the head still. Neck in line with the rest of the spine, looking at the ceiling. Breathe in and out for 6 to 7 breaths. Lift up a little higher to come onto the shoulders now. That should feel so good on your back. But again, your quadricep muscles at the top of the thighs are fully stretching. Now, not strictly a Pilates exercise, but real good exercise on the glutes and abductors. The next exercise we're going to work into a nice easy triangle lift. So we're going to bring the back down first, draw one leg in and the other leg over the top, bringing my hands now under the bottom to protect the back. We're going to come up to a tabletop and pulse that ankle towards your head. Again, my feet are flexed and I'm really working on the outside of my glutes. Abductor muscles are stretching and the abductors doing the work. Really good. If you suffer a little bit with a hamstring injury or a glute muscle soreness or injury there as well, so we're pushing it. Now again, if your head is like mine, tipping back, add your block and pillow again. So just to stress again, I'm going to Decathlon tomorrow to buy some blocks, some balls and bands. So if you need one, obviously they'll come packaged and I'll be wearing gloves, but if you would like some, do inbox me. And we're going to swap legs now, taking the top leg over, pulling out the thigh, push in and out again. So you should really feel it here. And again, we did 15 on the other side, we're going to do 15 on this leg. So it's the top leg doing most of the work, but the bottom leg is still working the muscles as you draw in. Now drop the legs to a tabletop before you straighten. Remove the hands and just circle your feet. So allowing the feet to rest. Reverse them when ready. Now stretch the whole body. Lengthening the arms, pass your block or pillow, point your toes and lengthen your fingers. Just hold that stretch. Now if you are able-bodied and you don't have a back condition, go into a roll up from here. But I will caution you, if you are one of these with a back condition, you must bend your knees. So a full roll up from here, bringing the arms forwards, shoulders forwards, tucking in the chin, engage the core muscle, make sure there's no gap in the back until you lift, roll through, tuck in the chin, roll forwards, lengthen to the toes, hold for a breath out, draw a deep breath in, roll again, lower back, pull it back, slowly, 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 rolling through the spine. If it hurts here, bend the knees and stretch. Those doing this with bent knees, we'll show you that now. Drop the deep breath in, so engage the core muscles, lower back, pull in, coming up, breathe out, forwards, forwards, hold, out breath, relax, in breath, lower back first, engage every single part of the back, slowly, stretching all the discs in the spine, and repeat now for 6. Remember, if you're doing this with a lengthened body and straight legs, you'll obviously be stronger than my back, but also don't rush. Still engaging the lower core and back. Remember your breathing. Two more. Last one. Then I want you to stay seated. Lengthen the legs and travel to staff pose and gently stretch. Now we're going to stay seated now, but work on your side. So coming onto the side when ready. Again, if you have a poorly back, ball on the side of the body. We're going to draw one leg in front of you, bent knee, this knee in line with the hip. The other leg's going to go directly out to the side or in line with your mats. This exercise can be really difficult for the bottom and back, so please be careful. This hand that's the same as the bent knee is holding the ankle, and we're going to lean with a bent elbow onto that leg, and we're going to get that top leg up. Now here we're going to lift it up and down for about 15 lifts. Notice I flex the foot, working all the muscles in the top of the legs. Now if you can't lift your body weight, go down to an elbow, yes? So it's easier to lift. So what we call this is a side triangle lift. Now if you've done 10 already and you want to do a few more with me, do. And then we're going to swap legs, draw the bent knee in, other leg to the side, again bring it in, straighten the leg out to the side when ready, same hand holds same ankle, other hand I sit quite comfortably on my hip and pulse again. Now staying on this side, again you might want to lean on your ball, bend the top leg that you just used to straighten. We're going to go forward and back here. So I can lean on the ball, I mean I don't need it, but you may want to. And we're going to just gently work your abductors and hips there. Into a side triangle pull, forward and back. Hand resting on the hip. Again, I've done 15 on that side, so we'll now repeat on the other leg. Now to come out of this, we're going to straighten the legs in front of you and bring the body down, but hands on the thighs. I'm just going to pulse forwards, stretching here the back, so my back stays straight, just pushing here to lengthen the back of the legs. Last exercise this morning, lengthen the legs to the corners of your mats, ball between the legs, but we'll use that to finish with. Bring the hands one at a time forward, open out the arms so they match your legs and reach for the toes to just stretch. Breathe in and out for 4 breaths. Now from here, windmill, opposite hand to opposite toe, 16 on each leg. If you have a poorly knee and it's pulling or it hurts, place the ball under the knee to protect that leg. So you can still reach the toes without any discomfort. Ten more left. Now into saw, now that we've warmed up the leg muscles. Bring the hands in front, pull back the arrow, lengthen your bow and bring it down to chop off the outside of the ankle on the opposite side of the body. Repeat again. In breath to pull back, out breath to chop off the ankle into saw. Four more. Last 2, and see if you can get the head to your knee. Last one. Now keeping the legs wide, draw the ball in front of you between the legs, reach for the ankles and gently bring your chin towards the ball. So we're here stretching the inside of the legs, specifically your abductors, and a little lower. And a little lower. Draw the knees in, close them, and rock. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Hopefully this will get you going. Take care. Bye bye for now.